What up, everybody? This is your boy Chris Rush coming to you. Wanted to get on video, and at least I don't know if I'm gonna release this video or not. Obviously you're seeing it, so I don't know how you're seeing it, if you're seeing it right away, right after it's made, or you're seeing it months later. But I feel like I just need to go on record with some of the things that the Lord has been showing me. Last Friday, I got up and oh yeah, then before I start, let me tell you the date. Today is the 7/22. It is July 22nd, 2011. I will just show you right here. Alright, it's going to be important later on that I do that. You'll know why later on. But last week I got up and got before the Lord on Friday morning, and I went before the Lord and had my worship time, had my prayer time, and it was all good. And then I came home and I laid down on my couch, and when I laid down on my couch, I went into some very, very intense visions of the Lord. The first vision, now I'm going to kind of walk through this, but at the ending is really what God was trying to make a point to me. My first vision I had, I was laying there, and I was taken up and into this vision, and it was some mixture stuff, and I'm going to just say all this weird stuff, but even though it may not make sense, but the ending will. I was discipling this one kid. I just started discipling. He's in kindergarten. I had him with me. I dropped him over at my mom's house. And then I go to this church service, and when I'm then I go to work, and I'm working at the iPhone store, and I show up there and no one's at the iPhone store, and then I'm like, and then when I get there, I remember that I'm supposed to drop this kid off at home. So I really want to leave work, but I just got there, and my boss was looking at me, and I was kind of like wondering if I could ask to leave. And then he kind of came up to me, and I was like, hey, it's been a busy day? He's like, no, do you want to leave? And I was like, no, yeah, I do. And he's like, oh, I just thought you were here because you need the money or something. I was like, no, I don't need the money. I don't know why I'm actually here. Okay, that's about it for that. Then I went to my old church, in Pilgrim Baptist Church, and when I went to this church, I saw this family of this girl that went to the school I worked at. She's in second grade, and her family were there, and their eyes were bloodshot red, like they were like super duper, like you could tell they were like super high. I just knew they were high, even a little girl. And I was like, man, that's crazy, they are in church and they're really high, and I was like, well, Lord, deal with them, bless them, something. So I ended up leaving the church, and then I got on top of my van. This is all just kind of weird, but I got on top of my van. I started skateboarding my van around, just kind of like zooming around the city on my on my van. And then I came to the point where all of a sudden my body was being lifted up from my van, and I was like, oh my God, you're taking me up in the spirit, you're taking me up. And now a lot of times, like, I've had dreams about flying, I had dreams about going up to a certain level and not being able to go up higher, but then so I know a lot of times when the Lord like lifts me up, it's like has something to do with in the spirit or prayer or something like that. So as I'm getting lifted up, I feel like I can feel the tree branches in my face, and I'm like, God, show me the city, show me the city, show me the city. So I get up. So when I was skateboarding, it was really like regular outside, it was really light, but when I got up on the top above the trees and stuff, I saw the city, and I'm telling you guys, it was pitch dark. I'm talking not pitch dark, it was super dark. It reminded me of like the Matrix. If you remember the Matrix, the second one or something, when they showed or the first one, they showed the surface of the earth because Zion's in the middle of the earth, and they showed the surface, how dark it was. It was like that, but darker. I mean, it was extreme darkness. It was a darkness under the buildings, like by the buildings, and it was darkness, like it was dark by the buildings, and it was darker on the ground, and it was dark in the clouds, and it had this red tint, and I was just completely astonished about how dark it was. I was like, oh my God, it's super dark. And then out of the from the darkness, I saw rays of light from the sky. Now these rays of light were straight, like shoop, 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 and they were landing on the city. Now I didn't see hundreds of them. I saw only a few of them, and I mean few, probably like max would be like 20. And I saw, and I knew that those were, the Lord was telling me like that the city was dark. First, the city was darker than I knew. That all the sin that's in the city, the immorality, the adultery, the ignoring Him, the every little thing, from little kids just not loving God and worshiping toys and TV from the adults, and just all the sin they do, and the music, like the city, North Minneapolis and Minneapolis in general. I saw kind of beyond Minneapolis. It was all dark, but North Minneapolis, what the Lord was showing me, it was extremely dark. And but these rays of light were coming down, and I knew that those were Christians who probably had a really tight relationship or had an open heaven above them. So then I see that, and then I get kind of put back into my body a little bit. I think I'm back on my couch, and I'm kind of laying there, and all of a sudden I look out my window. My window looks like it's just bigger, and I see coming down from my block on 29th in Logan, a huge tornado. Now when I saw this tornado, it was a full tornado, thick tornado coming straight up. It was like a solid straight tornado, and it was coming. And as I'm on the couch, I'm thinking that I know I'm on the couch, and I know my wife Autumn is in the room, and I start freaking out because I'm thinking this is happening. I'm not thinking it's like a dream or vision. I'm like, this is happening. I'm trying to get up out of the couch. I'm trying to get out of the bed, and I couldn't get off the couch, and I kind of fell down, and I was just so scared. I was like terrified. I knew I gotta get out, we gotta get downstairs quick because we were about to die. And then from there, I kind of was like scared because I couldn't move, and I said something. I noticed something in my house wasn't right. Like a lot of times when I'm dreaming, like, and I don't know if it's a dream, I looked around and see, is anything different, and I saw that something was different. So I figured, okay, this is a vision. So the Lord kind of took me out of that, and when He took me out of that, I was like, Lord, like I was still scared. I was like, Lord, is the tornado coming? You know, like in that way. Now when I saw that, it was when I saw the tornado, I got 3 messages from when I saw it. It was like the Spirit of God was like boom, boom, boom. The first message was that you thought I was playing. It was like, to me, it was like, you thought I was playing, but here it is in your face. And it also was like, you thought it was going to be quick later on, but it came quicker. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe it's here now. I couldn't believe, like I already have said already, I believe another tornado is coming that's going to devastate this community for real. But I can, at the dream when it was happening, like last Friday, I thought it was happening that day, and I was like, God was like, you thought it was going to happen in a long time. It's happening now. And the other thing I got was, who cares? At that moment when I saw that tornado, I was so terrified. I said, oh my God, who cares what other people thought? Who cares? Now people are dying and people are dead. So when I got out of it, I was like, God, is this gonna happen? I heard, yes, it is gonna happen. And I immediately just screamed at God. I was like, no! And I was like, no, and I screamed at Him, and then I realized I screamed at God, but I was like, no! And then I was like, well, God, what can we do to stop it, God? What can we do? And He said, my people must come back to me. And when He said, my people must come back to me, it was really clear that He wasn't compromising. I was looking for, like, do we need to do an outreach? Do we need to do a gathering? Do we need to get the church leaders together? It was almost like the city need to come to me, period. That's what needs to happen. I'm not compromising. And so that's the dream and vision I got. And so what I feel from that is that when I had it, I just knew it was of the Lord. I'm telling you guys, I saw this tornado, and I also got from it, Chris, you have no excuse.